Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about how to use your cell phone to measure intensity of a laser, of an LED, or anything like that. So some quick introduction to cell phone and the way they measure intensity. So I have a Samsung phone here. Now, in almost any cell phone, there's something called the ambient light detector. So this allows a cell phone to adjust its screen brightness depending on the ambient light. So if you're under a big sunny day, the phone will be automatically brighter, and if you're try to watch some YouTube video in your bed and then you turn off all the room lights, the cell phone will dim the intensity of your LCD screen or AMOLED screen and keep your eyes safe, right? So it's not blaring at you with a really shiny screen. So on each of the cell phone, the location of the ambient light is going to be different. So for Android phone, the Android app allows direct access to the ambient light. However, on the iPhone, it doesn't. So in this case, I'm going to first demonstrate on a Samsung phone, and then I'm going to demonstrate on an iPhone how to do this similar thing, but not exactly the same. But regardless, you can measure the intensity with both Android or iPhone. So here we go. So we're going to turn on the phone. And I'm going to get into my app. So I'm going to unlock it. So now you have to download one of the third-party apps. So usually, if you go to the marketplace or the app store of your Apple and you type in Lux, and you're gonna get a bunch of selection for apps, or Lux intensity, or Lux measuring, or intensity measurement of light. So in this case, I have two apps that's available for Android. There might be more, but these are the two. You don't have to use these two, but they all do the same thing. So I'm gonna just choose one, and here's a Lux Meter. So right away it tells me how bright something is, right? And I get a graph. You don't need a graph. All you need is this number right here, the Lux number. Now, to find out where your ambient light sensor is, the easiest way I find, there might be other ways. You could, first of all, you could just look up your model number on Google or some sort of search engine and say, hey, where's the ambient light sensor located on my phone? But usually it's going to be, or there's an experimental way to find out. So today I'm going to show you the experimental way to find out. Usually the ambient sensor is facing you, facing the user. So it's going to be on this side somewhere, on this side of the phone, and not on the back side. So what we'll do is we're going to put the cell phone down and have some sort of sunlight. In this case, I have some studio shooting light, but either case, you want some light coming down. And you're going to be measuring some light intensity right now, the way it is, right? The ambient light, right? That's why it's called ambient light meter. And what you could do is you could take a business card and you could slide a black card. In this case, I'm just using the business card that comes with a kit. I'm going to slide this thing across, and you can see so far I have no intensity changes. It's still around 6,000, and right about now I see the light is getting blocked. So I know the light sensor is somewhere here, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to block it, and I'm going to slide this way and see. So right there. So you could see my light sensors right there. So this is how you could find the light sensors on an Android phone, right? So, or on an iPhone for that, or on any phone really. If there is there's almost always gonna have one. So it's actually the light sensor for this particular phone is right here, this little dot right here. So again, we could do the same experiment just to confirm where that is, or we're gonna slide, just cover that up. So right here, see that? So it covered up. So now on a modern phone, a lot of light sensors is actually built into the screen because now they want the screen of the phone to have a bigger real estate. So you might not be able to see a discrete lens or a hole on the face of the phone, but regardless, you could do the same trick and slide and a blocking paper around and find and locate it. And some modern Samsung, the ambient light sensor is actually under the screen, somewhere like in this area. When the on the later S series of the Samsung phones. So I'm gonna come back with an iPhone. I'm gonna show you the same thing. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at an iPhone. So what we just saw, it's an Android phone, and now we have an iPhone here. So similar thing, you go to a Lux Meter app in your Apple store and you download your Lux Meter app. So say for example right here. So again, you get the similar sort of thing. And now the only difference is on an iPhone, the lux measurement is built into the camera. So Apple phone or iPhone has an ambient light sensor, and because it's a third-party app, you're gonna get advertisement popping up once in a while. So it's annoying. I'm sorry, but we're working on getting our own app of a Lux Meter that doesn't have any ads, but that might take a while. For the time being, you need a third-party app to measure intensity. But this is a pretty standard way of measuring intensity. Now, back to iPhone. So iPhone has an ambient light sensor somewhere. However, this sensor is not made available to programmers, through third-party programmers. It's only used under Apple internal to Apple employees. So third-party app, the way they measure lux is not through an ambient light meter, and it's all measured through either a front camera. In this case, it's a back camera. So it's using the back camera, and you could switch to a front camera right here. Oh, sorry. Then in this case, then it's using the front camera to measure the lux. Oh, sorry, it's probably still on the back. There you go. So now you could see I'm measuring the intensity using the front camera. So you could see this is this area right here. I'm blocking off the front camera, and you could also use the back camera to do the same thing. So this is the difference in intensity measurement for iPhones. So even though iPhone has an ambient light sensor, but the actual sensor readout for apps for third-party developers are all based on cameras. So it shouldn't change the measurement too much, but it's just technology availability differences between the Android phones and the iPhones. So on the next experiment, we're going to be using these intensity meters or ambient light meters to measure intensity of we need to do for various experiments. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye.